Land Rovers are famous for their domed head rivets. Today's tip-top tool tip is how to install them with an air rivet gun. All right, I have a piece of simulated aluminum trim here drilled with 3/16 holes down the side of it, similar to something you'd find on the side of your Land Rover. I'm going to put a rivet in this hole. First of all, I'm going to secure it to my table, clamp it down with these two bolts. That way it makes it a little bit easier for me to hold it during the demo. We'll secure that down. Okay, now I am going to grab a dome head rivet. So if we look at one of these dome head rivets up close, they are made up of a little domed head, hence the name, and then a shank. And we're going to elongate that shank, flatten it out by tapping on the top of the head of the rivet with the air rivet gun. So I'm going to place this into the side of my material, very similar to the side of your Land Rover, and I'm going to grab a bucking bar. Now this is a really heavy piece of material made of stainless steel in this case, and it allows us to have something to resist the back of the rivet, and we flatten out the rivet against that piece. So we'll sort of place it against the back, and then we'll bring in the air rivet gun. This is by Aircraft Tool Supply, and it allows us to set the rivet with a little short action and then drive the rivet home. This is an aircraft rivet gun. It has a two-stage trigger, a little short press for a set, and then a deep press for a long end. There's also a little valve back here that allows me to change the pressure. So I'll go ahead and set the rivet into the hole here. Again, press the bucking bar against it. Now the first operation I'm going to do is just setting the rivet. So that's a gentle and quick press on the trigger while I hold against the bucking bar, and you've got to make sure you're pressing the bucking bar against the rivet. So quick press and boom, the rivet's set. Now if you look, I can't actually push the rivet out of the hole. I can try, but it won't come back out. That's because it's already slightly squished. It's a little elongated on the back. So now I'm going to go ahead and finish it off. A few more taps of the rivet gun all the way down, and we flattened off the back of the rivet. So that is a pretty nice looking back half. Now, the front of this rivet got a little bit of a smiley face because I can't quite get the gun flat against the table when I'm doing it in this configuration. So there's a tiny little smiley face. So what you want is no damage at all to that panel. You want a nice, smooth area on the panel. So I'm going to do it again. I'm going to put in another rivet. This time I'm going to hold it down against the bucking bar. Again, quick shot to set the rivet. So now the rivet's set, it's not going to come out. And if you look, nice, flat, there's no little smiley face. It's sitting flush against the panel. That's exactly what we want. So I'm going to finish it off here. A couple more shots, and that will flatten the rivet down most of the way. So you can see there's no damage on the panel. If we look at the back now, the rivet is starting to get smushed. So we might want that a little bit flatter than it is there. So we'll go ahead and just give it another shot or two with the rivet gun. I do it in little short bursts so that the tool has less chance of walking around, but this looks pretty good. Nice and flat on both sides, sitting nice and flush to the material. It's not angled at all. It's just sitting nice. And if there was another piece here, I would be obviously sandwiching those pieces together. But that's a pretty good looking set of rivets. And that is air riveting with dome head rivets, the most common rivet found on an older series Land Rover. Now that you know all about air riveting, why not go and get yourself a gun and try it for yourself? Thanks again for joining us for this tip-top tool tip. We'll see you out on the trail.